Hello. Good evening. I almost said good
Hi.
morning. It's not morning, is it? Hi, I'm Veronica.
I'm Tim.
We are
Crack.
Clay.
How's everybody doing? Sorry we're late tonight.
It's been a
We
day.
had an unbelievable day.
Unbelievable. But we had an unbelievable week, didn't we? Some great things happened. What happened?
We did.
this
What
week?
happened this week, honey? You
Well, Tuesday the 15th was quite the day.
Uh-huh.
October 15th, we opened our satellite store in Smith Mountain Lake. So come see us.
We had our first test Saturday.
We had our first test yesterday in the Smith Mountain Lake store. We're there Tuesdays and Thursdays. And if you're a Lynchburg person, we are going to work. Tim is willing to stay late on Monday nights in Lynchburg. And Saturdays, we're needed at Smith Mountain Lake for Lynchburg. And so that we can just help everyone possible here. But
my son Brody's going to be here in spring.
Prayerfully,
He's going to come. He's all excited. He's in school right now to learn it, and he's going to come up here and help me.
So that was Tuesday during the day, and then we came back from Smith Mountain Lake, and we got all dolled up, and where'd we go? We went to the Academy Theater so that we could receive our award.
2 years in a row.
2 years in
2 years in a row.
For one of the finalists for the best hearing centers in Lynchburg. So we're 2 for 2. Thank you, Jesus.
Thanks for voting for us, guys.
And thank you for voting for us. We are so excited. We have been waiting for months to tell the news. We found out when we were on our anniversary trip. And we haven't been able to talk about it. And today it was finally published. So we can finally talk about it. So yes, thank you, Jesus. So it's amazing to see all that he's doing here for us in Lynchburg, isn't it?
And I like how everybody asks me, how are you going to run 2 stores? My son's coming to help me. And people love to hear that, that my son is coming to help me.
Because that
so I've been,
a pretty
so
awesome
I've been going
kid.
on Facebook and showing everybody my son Brody.
He's a pretty awesome
who
kid.
can't wait to come up here and help me in spring. And I'm so excited about that.
We keep trying to talk one of my kids into it, but they're not biting yet.
No, we had Jacob do it, but he ran away from the store or something. He was supposed to be there, and he just took off. I came back to the store, and it was gone. Everybody was gone, so we're not going to go that route.
We keep trying. But anyway, so it was a great week, a big week, lots going on. We're tired, but it was wonderful. It was all good.
It was awesome.
But you know what happens when you're like so busy in the world? That's when the enemy wants to attack, doesn't it? He just wants to attack and other things and try to attack your family or your children or your marriage, and we can't let that happen, can we? I love today's sermon by Pastor Jonathan about
it was awesome.
Shadrach,
Meshach, and Abednego. It was awesome.
And the God's with you in the middle of
the guards threw him in the fire, and the fire came out and burned the guards.
And they
came out and burned the guards.
They didn't even smell like smoke when they came out.
Didn't even smell like smoke.
No. So that's pretty awesome because with God, all things are possible. And when you're working in His will and you're honoring Him, then He's going to be right there in the fire with you.
And
there's no greater peace.
And Nebuchadnezzar gave another chance. Surely.
And he did make.
You can still change your mind and worship. This idol that he placed, but they did. Tell them what they said, Steve.
But they still would not worship the idol. They stayed true to God.
Right.
So then he cast them into the furnace, into the fire, and when they did that, So the Lord showed up there with them, and there were 4 people in the fire, and not 3. So. But with that...
And we're praying Lance comes lives with us. We're praying that's going to happen too.
Next, what we're going to do is... so we've been going back and forth between the men's book and the women's book about sex. And tonight, it's for the men. It's called When Sex Isn't Working.
Right.
And I don't know, the 2 teenagers may want to exit the kitchen as we talk about when sex isn't working, but they can stay.
Everybody should hear about that.
Everybody should know about when sex isn't working. Okay, so sometimes you have all this attraction and you're newlyweds and everything's like going great, and then infatuation, but then things happen in life, right? So there are different seasons of life that affect your sex life. There's performance pressure, seasons, childbirth, medical issues, and that's normal. That's all normal. And when a pattern of sexual dysfunction persists for longer than a month or 2, it's time to get some professional help, right? And because you know what happens if it continues to persist and you don't get any help? I mean, it's well worth it. It may cost you some money to see a sex therapist, but it's going to be worth it. The payoff when your sex life is restored, because it's so vital to a marriage. And what happens is you start to struggle with your self-esteem. Your wife thinks it's about her. She struggles with her self-esteem. And then you both start to get angry at each other. And you start to take it out on each other and act out like children. And then it just perpetuates itself and it gets out of control. And then it's hard by the time people do get help to go back to where they're loving and kind to each other again. So in the book, what's the name of your book?
Same thing as yours with men, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's The Pinners.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've said the name several times. Wait. Oh, The Married Guy's Guide to Great Sex is the men's book. Same authors, The Pinners. So there are 21 ways. Here's 21 ways to not love your lover. Okay? And some of them are pretty self-explanatory, but we'll give a little break.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so number one is the naive lover.
Right.
And that's when you're not very experienced and your wife tries to, so you kind of clumsy about it, and your wife is trying to tell you, help you, guide you along, right? But you're not picking up. Maybe you need some assistance, and there are books and DVDs, things you can do. I don't mean porn. I mean like Christian sexual for marriage.
What's
for people
an
who are
example there,
inexperienced.
sweetie?
Hold on. There is, where are you at here, sweetheart? Number 9. I can tell you the name of it. There is, it's mentioned in my book several times in the chapters we read this week, and the same book is referenced in his. It's like The Passion Pursuit, and it's also about the same couple, the Pinners, Penner is their last name. So yeah, the pursuit of passion, and the restoring the pleasure is the book. That's what it's called, and that they have that goes into technique. And then the DVD series that they recommend is called The Magic and Mystery of Sex. And they also recommend, if you're a novice, attending a seminar on sexuality will saturate you with much input and help move things along. Okay, then there is the goal-oriented lover, and that is someone who just, they just have goals in life and they're going for it. They're the entrepreneur. They're going to accomplish this, check it off the box. And once you get your wife, you checked her off your box. You're married, checked it off the box. You're settled in the house, checked it off the box. Then you move on to something else. I don't mean other women, but then you move on to your career or to your sports career. And what your next thing is, and you start to neglect your wife and your marriage and your sex life. You need to schedule that stuff in. Then there's the bored lover, when you lose interest because things aren't exciting anymore, and that's for both of you. You have to work at that and keeping it exciting. And I think we just froze up. And then
we did, didn't we?
We did freeze up. Right. There we go. Somebody's on there.
Wait, I can see you moving. No,
I'm not moving.
No,
I see
you're not.
the screen moving.
Shoot.